Hey, it's Ben here at the Strength Factory. In this video, it's for all you guys out there in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and maybe even beyond. You're short on time, you just want to be a bit fitter. We're going to keep it super simple today. I'm going to tell you how. If I asked you about how to go about getting fitter and faster on your bike, one of the things that you'd probably come up with is interval training. But when I mention intervals to a lot of people, it conjures up all sorts of images of really prescriptive and regimented training programs, heart rate zones and power, loads of jargon, loads of waffle, and it just turns a lot of people off because they just want to enjoy riding their bikes. That's why I want to keep things really simple for you today. And yes, it is going to be some intervals, but I promise they're going to be the simplest thing you've ever done. You don't even need to write anything down, okay? One interval, 30 seconds. That's it, okay? 30-second intervals is what we're going to work on, okay? Now, why 30? Well, you know what? It could be 20, it could be 40, it could be a minute, it could be 2, but we're just going to focus on 30 seconds because number one, it's short enough that at the start of it, you can stand up and put down a bit of power, okay? And as we get old, that top end power is something that starts to drop off. So if we can do that from time to time, that's a great thing. Number two, it's not such a long, like burning interval that it's gonna absolutely take it out of you and leave you with really heavy legs afterwards if you don't do really like good recovery techniques, because you know what, with the best will of the world, a lot of you are too busy, or at least that's what you say. Okay then, so we're going to do some 30-second intervals. Now, obviously the interval is one part of it. The other part is the recovery. And this is where I see a lot of people getting it wrong and they don't take enough recovery, okay? And then the intervals are rubbish after 2 or 3 reps. So we're going to start with a long period of recovery, particularly if you're new to training, especially if you're a bit unfit, overweight, and you know you're just really getting into this type of training, okay? Longer recovery is better, and that way the intervals are higher quality. I'll pop a link up here to a video that goes into this in more depth for you. So we'll start off with 2-minute recovery, okay? For some of you, you may need longer, okay? You may need 3 minutes to properly recover your heart rate in between those efforts, okay? And some of you may find that your recovery is a bit better, you're a bit more aerobically fit, and your heart rate can come down sooner. But let's all just start with 2 minutes. So 30 seconds work, 2 minutes recovery. And we're just going to do that 3 to 5 times in a row. That's it, okay? Let's start off doing that once a week for 3 or 4 weeks. Let's make it a month. And then what we're going to do the following month, let's drop 30 seconds off that recovery. We can do 30 seconds work, 90 seconds recovery. Let's do that for 3 or 4 weeks. Or if you might need longer, it might be 6 weeks, okay? The exact format doesn't matter. All it is a bit of progression, basically, where we're just going to gradually, month by month, reduce that recovery until maybe in 3 or 4 months, we're doing 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off, recovering well. And guess what? You are going to feel the difference out on the trail, and you don't have to have a really full-on super serious training program. It's achievable for literally every single one of you watching this, and I guarantee that you're going to feel great when you do it. The other great thing about these intervals is that you can actually do them anywhere. You can do them on your lunch break. You can go to the gym, or if you're working from home, you can do it on turbo. You could do it on a road bike, gravel bike, mountain bike, downhill bike. You could do it on a rowing machine. You could do it on a skier. Like, you can go running, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? Obviously the bike is the most specific for the bike, but in terms of being a better human, being fit, healthy, all that good stuff, like ready for life, you know, there's nothing wrong with a bit of variety. Just apply the same principles no matter which way you choose to do it. If this video is hitting it on the nose for you and it sounds like the sort of training you need, then make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss any more of my future videos, and that way you're going to get the most out of your mountain biking, staying fit, strong, healthy and happy. Okay, so we're just going to hit one of these 30-second efforts. I'm doing it off-road because it's just a bit more fun, a bit more engaging. I'm just going to get myself on a flatter bit. Now what we're going to use here is the most important button on your computer, if you've got one, the lap button. And go. Gonna get out of the saddle, get some power down. And now sit. "30 seconds. Whew. Just a quick note on a couple of things. Number one, I said it was simple. You don't even need a bike computer, you can just use a normal watch. Or if you don't have anything on you to do that sort of thing, then you know what? Just use a certain distance, okay, that you reckon is about 30 seconds, and you go up and down that same one, okay? It doesn't matter. The second thing is about pacing, okay? It's really easy to completely blow yourself up on the first rep. And the older you are, the more warm-up you need, and the more you're going to need to build them up. If you think about doing maybe 4 or 5 30-second intervals in a session, the most effective session is one where the average sort of speed or power is the highest across all of those. Okay, that means you've done the most work. Okay, the opposite of that is going really hard for the first 2, and then rep 3, 4 and 5 are complete nonsense. You're just like baggage, you're just dragging yourself along. Okay, when it happens all the time, you'll probably do it, but you'll learn from it. I've done it. When your 30 seconds is done, you've got the recovery part. And now, 2 things. Number one, try and keep moving if you're able to. I'm still to talk to you. And the second one is try and control yourself and get back to nasal breathing as quick as you can, okay? And focusing on that, forcing it a little bit so it's uncomfortable and you feel short on breath, it's going to really reward you, okay? So if we can just get back to that nasal breathing, we're going to speed the recovery and ultimately mean that your further reps are going to be higher quality. So just spin around, roll around, and get back to nasal breathing during the recovery period. There it is, all done. I told you it'd be simple, I told you it'd be quick. It's not going to be easy though. You are going to have to work hard. There's going to be some suffering, okay? But it doesn't get any simpler than that. So let me know how you get on with this training, okay? Put some things in the comments or do it, bang it on the Instagram. Give me a tag, strengthfactory_coach. I would love to hear how you're getting on, okay? And play the long game, yeah? Take your time. Spend a whole 3-4 weeks before you reduce that rest period, okay? And I promise you won't regret it. Anyway, I'll be back soon with more factory knowledge to help you get fitter, faster, and have more fun on your bike.